Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Star Toad, and today I'm going to be talking about how to make your kicks harder. Okay, so, before I start, the kick I'm going to be referring to most in this video is a roundhouse, because that's the most common kick that you use when you're sparring in Taekwondo. And this is not a roundhouse, by the way. That's a hook kick. This is a roundhouse. I don't know why people think that that's a roundhouse. It's not a roundhouse. So anyway, the best way to make your kicks harder is not actually kicking harder, because surprisingly that makes your kicks weaker. It's actually doing the proper technique when you're doing a kick, because the proper technique is always designed, or at least most of the time it's designed to make the kick harder. So like, a lot of the time, if you're trying to kick harder for a roundhouse, you'll take your leg and you'll just turn your whole body and just swing it out there like a baseball bat, like this. Okay? But you can kick much harder if you just barely turn your body, lift up your knee really fast with your knee bent like this, okay? And then just whip it out like that. I barely put any effort into that kick, but I knocked it down. So it's like, you lift it up, and then when you're turning, just, and a lot of the time, if you want to kick harder, you have to kick faster, because the faster you kick, the harder you're able to kick. So, yeah. So, and then if you want to kick harder with like a knee trap or something, you just want to bring your leg up further, so that you have more distance to get more momentum on. And then, same thing with a side kick. You don't want a side kick like that, where you're barely bending your knee at all, because that's not a very good side kick. It's better to side kick like that, with your knee coming up further. So it's not like that. More like that, and you can kick harder that way. So, yeah. Basically, if you're trying to kick harder with any kick, it's best to just use the correct technique when you're doing it. But you can't always use the correct technique, because it might make you take longer, even if it makes your kick harder. Kind of like with a roundhouse, you can't always have your heel facing all the way toward what you're kicking at. A lot of the time your heel is kind of faced that way to what you're kicking at. And that's okay, because it won't really affect your kick that much. So, yeah, that's how you kick harder when you're sparring or anytime. You just want to do the proper technique when you're kicking. So, like, I was trying to kick as hard as I could one time while I was in class. On the bag, so I just turned my whole body like this, with my hands out, which was already wrong, because your hands are supposed to stay in so you can turn quicker. So I was all the way out like this, and just swung my leg out like a baseball bat, and I barely had any effect on the punching bag, even though I kicked as hard as I possibly could kick. But this kick, which was fairly easy to do, was much better. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed that video. This is Star Toad. Leave a like and subscribe if you liked the video. Goodbye. Subscribe. And also leave a comment.